Alright, so it's the next day. It is February 17th at 1:20 p.m. We got cloudy today. It's warm, like 70 degrees, maybe 65. And then, nah, I can't even say that. I don't know. 70 degrees feels like 70 degrees. I'm out on this lake, headed back. I got a mile paddle, about a third of the way there. But we got 20-mile-an-hour winds coming in from the, I don't know, headed west-northwest. And this lake is quite choppy. I'm moving along at like a steady 5 miles an hour and I'm barely paddling. The wind's hitting me in the back. So, ooh, I just rubbed bottom right there. Stump or something. Now, I know nobody's going to believe this, but about 9 years ago, I ran into I think it was a little alligator down here. I was back in one of these coves fishing on the southern end of the lake towards the dam, and I had a stringer full of crappies, and I was standing up fishing on the seat of the boat, had my headlamp on, and I felt like a quick tug, and I felt that chain going crazy. I thought maybe it was a bigger fish coming after them crappies. I looked down and there's this fucking swamp puppy sitting there looking at me. I had a Derringer, 22 Magnum Derringer. I pulled it out and shot two rounds right into the water, and he took off. Scared the crap out of me. But I heard him pack up my bongos and left that night. He ripped one of the crappies right off the chain. And there's this old timer my mom talked to, said there's always been an alligator in this lake. Been there for a while. He wasn't that big. I'd say about 6-7 foot. Big enough though. I was in my 12-foot John boat, so I wasn't too worried about him like tripping the boat over or nothing. But so I'll give you a look here. It is pretty choppy. It don't look that choppy, but when your front end of your kayak is literally like 2 or 3 inches from the water, and back there I was getting a little worried. It was like almost like a boat, like a wake from a boat is what it's like. And you see, I am spinning. So the front of me is heavier than the back of me, this is what I don't like about this kayak. I was saying I was worried about this kayak, but I came from all the way down there at that bridge. I'm back in that cove actually, right there, where I put in at. So, quite the distance I'm going. See, right now I'm sideways, and that's kind of scary. I'm going all the way down there. I'm gonna pause this. All right, so there's the beaver hut from yesterday. It's out in front of me about 60 yards. The wind is spinning me around. Right, believe it or not, right here is only about a foot deep, right where I'm at. You can see some land right there. I just come right in there, about 6 inches deep. So there is a channel out here from the creek, but it's more that direction there. There's that island right there. But you can see that wind is really picking up. This lake is very shallow. Even out towards the dam, it's max speed about 30, 35, 40 feet deep. Right at the rest of the dam, so it's not real deep here. So when you get some strong winds and some thunderstorms, it's like being on Lake Erie, man. I've seen these waves get 4 feet out here. So the wind is just keep picking up. I gotta get this done. I'm gonna have to stick tight to the cove. Probably go that way, because the wind is hitting me right here in this direction. I'll probably paddle out that way, and then just ride, because when you're in the coves, it's like glass, the water. And I'll just go cove to cove to cove. It's gonna be real hard paddling back into the wind. I mean, I'm not paddling right now, and I'm moving pretty good. Exciting, very exciting. A lot of fish jumping right here, which is pretty wild. I'm very deep right here, but that's typical for predator fish. Right there's one jumping right there. Jump again. Looked like a carp. Pretty wild. I plan on coming back here in like April for like a week. Hang out with my little brother. I'm gonna bring my John boat down here in the gas engine, and we're gonna fish hard. If I decide to go that route, I don't know. I might not go. Might come down. I don't know. My Alaska trip might be canceled. I don't know if I'm still going or not. Passport's an issue. I don't have one, and apparently the ferry is not going all the way to Anchorage because the ice is up there right now in the ocean. So I don't have a passport. It's like literally about a mile I would have to go, or like 20 miles we have to drive through Canada. I don't understand why the United States didn't just take that whole chunk of land right there in British Columbia and down, you know. But whatever. We should have just been like, hey, we're taking it. You want to go to war over that shit? Let's do it. Yeah. My Alaska trip might be canceled. I might still go and drive across the country and then just maybe go to Bellingham or get off the ferry sooner somewhere in Alaska and then just take a puddle jumper to Bellingham and then fly from Bellingham to Pittsburgh. I don't know what's going to happen yet. We're going to find out, but I'm going to get up in this cove and check these 4 traps, and I'm going home tonight so I can be at the post office first thing tomorrow morning to see about the passport, and then I might have to drive to Philadelphia to get the quick passport. We'll see. Hopefully it works out. Okay, so we're coming up. I had a drowned rig on a caster mound right here, and everything is gone. That's a pretty good sign. I had it set right here on shore. Everything is gone. I'm willing to bet I got him. There's a stump right there in the water. Oh yeah, we got him. Well, maybe not. I don't see him floating. Unless he went down deep. We're coming up on it now. And he definitely tore everything out of the ground. I think I missed him. I don't think I had it over there. No, I had it right there. Those are all the sticks I had pounded in the ground to make like a bottleneck type set. I don't see any body underneath me, so let me pause this. So he had to have been dancing on that trap. Ooh. Nope, there's the cable. There's a drowning right there. Oh, I think we got him. The trap ain't there. I think I would see his body. I don't think we got him, unless we got a muskrat. Nope, we got a beaver. Hell yeah. Drowning rigs, boys. That's how it's done, son. Yes, sir. Another beaver. Drowning rigs. I catch more critters on a drowning rig. See, there's a railroad plate. That's another nice beaver. Another nice guy there. Yeah, boy. Yes, sir. That's another 50-pounder. Easy. Woohoo. 650 Duke on a drowning rig. That's the most humane way to do it if you're not going to do it in a body gripping trap. You want to do a drowning rig set. The best way to do it. I got another drowning rig set there I passed by because I wanted to get in here and check these first. So let's go check our 330s here. And when I left here last night, it was dark, so I didn't do any more clips really. But got these 2 conibears set, got this foothold set, and they were smacking the water everywhere, all through here. I heard smacks back here. And it's like, as soon as I set these, and I got done doing this one, I went to get in the kayak, and I heard a snap over here. So I'm pretty sure we got one in a 330 over here, which I'm pretty excited about. I mean, I've never trapped too many beaver in my life. Let's see, that'll be my 4th beaver in my entire life. Like I said, normally I did raccoons, fox, muskrats, and mink. I caught a lot of mink in my life, 7 of them. For the short term that I did beaver trap, or trap, for that few years. We're coming up on our first 330 right here. All right, nothing in that one. Let's go check out the other one. That's fine if I didn't get anything in these 330s there. Nope, missed him. Nothing in the 330s, 2 in the foothold. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. I swore I heard this trap go off, but I guess maybe I heard just a beaver just smacking, I guess. I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm surprised I didn't get one in. I keeps doing that. You know, I'll just get water. I can't wait to get a GoPro. I'm gonna get a GoPro and like an Insta360 camera or whatever they're called. I don't know. But this is how I would set my 110 conibears. Believe it or not, this is actually, maybe he did come through here because it was like right here underwater. Of course, it was raining. The water was moving a lot faster through here the other day. So it probably went down. It definitely went down. Yeah, because that water was almost up to here last night. So, but I'm cool with that. I'm cool with not getting one in a conibear. I got 2, so that's good. I'm happy with the results that I got. And I'm leaving because I got to go get my passport for my Alaska trip, which hopefully I can get it in time. I'm leaving on the, it'll be the 2nd of March. We're gonna leave, so. Here, I'll show you guys something here. You wanna see the devastation of a 330 conibear? I might as well set these off because I'm packing up and going home. Here we go. Oop. Devastating. Devastating. These conibears. I remember when we first got into these conibears and buying them, they would snap a broomstick handle, brand new broomstick handle right in half. You don't ever want to fuck around with them traps and mess with them if you don't know what you're doing, because you will get hurt. I promise you that. You got to have some respect for those traps. So I brought my apples with me today. I'm just going to leave them out here for the critters to eat. Figures the least I can do. So we'll leave that one right there. Like I say, I have respect for all this, you know. I don't want to come out and destroy, you know, all the wildlife. I don't want to, you know, I just feel that, you know, it's like hunting deer, harvesting a deer or something like that. You know, you hunt, like guys who go out and get like 6 or 7 doe tags. I'm sorry, but I have no respect for those people. You know, unless you're feeding your family, like truly, you're gonna get all that deer. You're gonna grind it up. You're gonna feed your family for 6 months with all that deer meat. You know, that's one thing. Like I get that, okay. But even then, I mean, you got 5 guys to 6 doe tags. It's wonder I don't see no deer no more. Yeah, this water was muddy and high yesterday, higher than this. And you can see I see some claw marks right there. A lot of beaver back in here. But I'm happy with the 2 that I got. I might even have one in another foothold for all I know. I have no idea. I'm gonna say I didn't because it wasn't all tore up like this is. But the water definitely went down because I know them conibears, like see right here, that's closer. You can see that water already went down. You can see where the wet marks are on it. Should have put it over here in this deeper spot. I didn't even see that. I had very little time to fuck around last night. So, I'll give you the devastating blast one more time. You can see what that looks like again. Here we go. 1, 2. Devastating. Now these, I don't use a setter to set these. I use my bare hands. And I use a set of 660 channel locks, pair of Nipex, you know, like a size 660, to close it. So I grab them right here with the 660s. I get it down to about there, and then I grab a hold with my hands and I squeeze them shut. It's not easy to do, but when you're out on a kayak and you're walking through the woods with 6 or 7 traps and you got all that weight, and pain in the ass to carry all that extra stuff. I got an axe, a saw, you know, a couple pairs of pliers. So I'm gonna pause this and close these up. Tell you another thing, if anybody's watching this and you just think about getting in a trap, and I highly recommend you do it. You saw how I set the drowning rigs, and I'll show you that again real quick. Just be careful with these. If you're going to use these 330s, be careful with them. Maybe start out, you know, doing like what I did, muskrat trapping and raccoon trapping. Just don't go overboard with the coons, because you're not going to get no money for them. So, you know, maybe catch a few, you know, and learn how to do the sets, do the muskrats. Muskrats are fun to catch. They're easy to skin. They're easy to tan on your own. Coons are, you know, a little bit harder, but the beaver, they're a big animal. Got somebody's trail camera right here. Looks like Mr. Beaver came over and chopped it down. He wasn't happy about the trail camera being there by the looks of things. It's interesting. I wonder how long it's been sitting here. Oop. Oh, I don't want to break it. Oh, I got massive problems with my left wrist. I don't want to have to take pictures of my face either. I don't plan on taking it. I'm going to leave it here. I'm just curious. Can we get an ID number off of it? I wonder how long that thing's been sitting there. Turned on. I have no idea. I don't know nothing about trail cameras. I have one, but I never used the damn thing. Never used the damn thing. Oops. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it sit there just how it was. Fuck it. Ain't mine. I ain't gonna steal nobody's trail camera, because I'd be pissed if they did that to me. I had a buddy of mine take like, I don't even know how many of mine. A lot. Or not mine, or a buddy, he had a bunch of his stolen. He had like 10 of them stolen. They're gonna be like tracking devices and everything, though. I mean, don't you need like a cell phone plan, or like you pay for the service plan on them things? I'm pretty sure that's how that one is I have. I don't know. I'm gonna pause this, put these traps away, and then show you that drowning rig. Let me set you up right here. Oh, that's nice. Let's get the whatchamacallit all wet. I think you can see something. Like I said. Damn jagged bushes. Boy, that's a healthy boy there. That's bigger than the last one I just caught. I'm pretty sure. That's a big beaver. How pretty. Oh yeah, look at the tail on that boy. Holy hell. Look at the feet. Remember, that's a big beaver. My God. I'll get out there and rinse him off here in a minute. Okay, so like I say, here's your... That's weird. I left a piece of cable like that behind last night. I never leave garbage behind. Ever. It was dark. So, all I didn't build a caster mount. I just got the scent, the caster, the lure, just smeared it all over these stick branches. You can see he chopped them off. So he was here playing for a while. I had my apple right here. And then, like I say, you get the railroad plate or whatever you're going to use, a stake. Get your little hole right here. Get your trap down in the hole. You don't want to be tight to the bank. You want to be off about a foot to the center of your trap, to the edge of the water, about a foot, maybe a little bit more. And then your railroad plate. Just get that, walk it out into the deepest spot. You get it in there, and then just hold the wire tension and kick it into the mud. And then when he pulls on it, it works like almost like a boat anchor. But either way, I mean, think about it. How much weight can a human being carry in deep water? Not much. One of these plates weighs about 15 pounds, 12, 10 pounds. Sometimes I double them up. And then same thing as before. Like I say, you make a bottleneck right here, get your sticks and come out here. Not only that, you use green sticks, it gives them something to chew on. You can see every one of these you gnawed off, because they were huge. And then you got the apple there, that entices him. You got the smell, he's going to be in here checking that all out. And that's also why I like to do double set. In case he gets this and he sets it off, and you don't get him, you got another one like right behind it, or right to the side of it. Then you got a double set. And then just like I said with the with this, you just use a coyote, the same anchors I use for the coyotes. Do that here. That's beaver poo. Yummy. I'll show you that real quick. I'll pause this and then go to the next foothold. I was hoping to get one in the 330 just because I've never caught one in the 330 well. Yeah, I don't think I ever caught a beaver in the 330. I'm real good at the footholds because that's just how I muskrat trap and I beaver trap or coon trap and muskrat trap that way. So I'm pretty good at setting the sets. Yeah, them anchors work way better than the bullets. I don't know if I'll be able to get this out. Might have to go get a big branch or something for leverage. Nope, I got it. It was 20 bucks for a dozen of these. So, I prefer to bring them home. Like, I'll use the bullets for the beaver too. Like, if I'm like setting up on a dam, on a beaver dam, there's a lot of logs on the ground, big logs like trees, especially if they're softer trees that have been there a while. I'll get that bullet set and I'll actually run it through the tree. And then, you know, on the, like I said about the traps that have the springs in them, and I'll run that bullet through the tree, spin it, pound it in a little bit so that it's sitting cocked like this on the other side of the tree. And then I got my spring right there, and you obviously want to use a pretty big tree. And we're talking full-size trees here, not little branches. And then beaver will just rip them right out of the ground. There's that.
Hopefully you got to see all that. I need to get a GoPro, like I said. But pretty simple. Your stake, or a rebar stake, or a double rebar stake on a swivel. You hook your wire to that. Down there with your railroad plate, or a piece of steel. You could use a bell bar, a weight, anything. I just got these because they were easy to get to. You can see how old that is, 1947. These aren't new. Just in case anybody thinks I'm out there stealing railroad scrap, which is a major felony, major rap. You don't want to do that. Don't ever steal railroad scrap. So, God, there's another beaver. That's a big beaver, bro. Oh my. See, look at the size of the paw on that compared to the other one I just did. He's a little bit bigger. He's fat boy. Whew. Yummy. I gotta look up how to make homemade caster. I think I might, gut him out. And when I do my beavers too, I do it like a coon or like a fox. I don't cut up the middle like everybody else does and then put them in a big round, like stretch them on a big round. I have them tanned, like a sock. And then when I go to make my blanket, I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm not gonna stretch them. But I imagine this if you stretch this, would be pretty big. I bet you 3 foot across. That's a 60-pounder there. Holy shit. That's awesome. I'm so psyched. All right, I'm gonna pause this, clean up here, and we're gonna go down to the other foothold. All right, we're headed out. I did come back, and I put dude's camera back up in the tree there. I did take the batteries out of it. It was actually had water in it. I took the batteries out, so I don't know if he comes back and gets it. He comes back and gets it. I don't know, but I got it up off the ground and put it up in a tree. Safer up there, probably. He was probably looking for beaver. I don't know. I'd say the thing's been there for at least a year, judging by the different coloration by flipping it over. Plus, there's water in it. But all right, we're loaded down very heavy, and we're gonna go check the other trap. I'm gonna have to rearrange stuff here. Boy, I'm riding low right there. I left all my apples. I ate half of one and left the rest for the critters to eat. Okay, so coming up on location 2, and things already look good. Yeah, they were definitely, something was in here chewing. I bet you I got a beaver in the bottom right now. Unless he set the trap off. We're gonna walk up, we're gonna come up close here and see. I think, nope, we got one. So you can see all the claw marks and everything. What we looks like we got right there is a muskrat den. Muskrats like to get up underneath the, beaver will do the same thing. But what a muskrat likes to do is it likes to dig a hole in the bank and get up inside and make their little den. And I was in here last night setting this last trap, and yeah, you can stick your whole arm up. I can stick my whole leg in this hole or up inside that hole there. So I'm assuming you got a lot of that going on here. That would probably be a prime spot for like a 220 conibear for a muskrat. The muskrat down here are huge. I've never seen a muskrat so big in my life as I've seen them down here swimming around at night, fishing from shore and stuff. Pretty massive critters. This beaver here, he's weighing me down. I got the 3 traps in a railroad plate in the back, plus all my gear and stuff in the back here. I'm weighed down. Oh. It's pretty deep right here too. It just drops straight off into the abyss. It's like 7-8 feet deep right here, probably behind me right here. So you see this cove goes back in a good bit. This little run right here, and definitely got a den right there. It could be a beaver den for all I know. I'm gonna say it's not though. But well, and the best is I got a beaver right here too, so we got a lot of weight to carry back. This ought to be interesting. I'm sure I had a little bit of water come over the front of that kayak. She was riding low about an inch. But I don't want this beaver to get any more wet than it already is. That's just more weight. So I'm gonna get him and toss him up here in the dry. All right, so the trap is gone. You can see how I did this. Pretty simple. You know, you just kind of find a pocket like this. And you get your beaver lure, your caster, wipe it all over there. You get your apple, stick it out here. You'll do the same setup for a muskrat. I mean, I've always been very successful like this. And I know I have some buddies of mine. They don't do it like this, but I do it like this. It funnels them right into there. It's like a bottleneck. Funnels them right in. If not, that beaver, he can come up here and chew your apple, or he can come up here and lick your stuff, or do whatever he does with the caster, smell it, and get away. You know. Like I say, I'm trying to get him with his back feet. So he's going to swim in. He's going to put his feet down. You're going to get him in the rear, you're going to get him in front, and you're going to get him good, because he's going to go support himself right there to nibble on that apple or eat these branches that are fresh. So you can see he got up here as he ate that one from that side. I mean, that's less work they got to do when it's right here. So we got another beaver right here. There's the cable. Maybe we have a beaver, I don't know. Yeah, so the beaver wants to float, you know. So I took some weight off of that rig. But that's a smaller beaver. Boy, he's like white. Look at that. Man, that's a pretty one there. Wow. Not as big. Oh, yeah, he's big. Yeah, he's a big guy. North Carolina beaver, folks. That's 3 in one night. Woo! Off to China we go. Damn. just slip off into the abyss right here. I mean, you gotta be real careful. And these chest waders, as cold as this water is, that's a pretty one. He's got pink feet and everything on him. I wonder if that's like an albino. But even if I was gonna keep trapping, I would still pull this whole set, because I don't, like I say, you'll kill every beaver back here. So I got my 2 beaver and then the 1 back about 5 miles, 6 miles from here. I'm good, I'm done. I'm happy with what I got. You can't, like if you're setting muskrat traps, especially on like a little creek or something, you know, and you do, say you do a 20 trap set, you catch, you know, within 5 or 6 days, you catch, say, 10 muskrats. That's it. You're done. Pull your traps, because you'll wipe them out. You really will. And then your trapping spot will be gone. And you got to check them traps every day. I don't care if it's every 36 hours. I mean, if you want to check them at night and then check them, you know, skip the next day and then check them in the morning, you can do that. But if you're going to set traps where the animal's going to be alive, it is very irresponsible to not check those traps every day. That's why I like to set these drowning rigs. You see how well they work. It's just as good as a conibear, if not better, in my opinion. I've had so much luck setting drowning rigs like this, and you can see it speaks for itself. So I'm done. That's 31 minutes. I'd like to cut her down for you, but like I said, I don't know how to video edit. And see, there's a big hole right there. That could be from a beaver or a muskrat. It could be a big den right up in here. Who knows? I have no clue. But yeah, man, that's 2 massive beaver right there. Whew. I got a 100-pound of beaver to bring back with me, 80 pounds worth of beaver to carry back on that little kayak. Oh God, and high winds nonetheless. I mean, green's all wet. I figured that's probably what's doing it. I mean, that wind, that's 10 to 20 mile an hour winds was on the National Weather Service today, Weather Channel. I don't know if you can hear that. Man, is that... I'm gonna head out that way. It's just a straight line right here. There's just a couple little coves that kick in, but this side's got some real big coves. So I can get back in them, I can get further, I think, going that way quicker. But I'm gonna have to probably get that bucket and put it up front here and get the beavers and put them in the back. Or put 1 beaver in the back and 1 beaver in the front. I don't know. It's gonna take me a minute to figure this out. I'm not making multiple trips. There's no way. But I hope everybody enjoyed it. You know, get out and do some trapping, do some hunting, do some fishing. You know, it's good learning experience. It's a good skill to have. Nobody says you have to go out and kill everything you see, you know. Like I say, I'm done for the year. This is it. I'm very happy with what I got. Next year, the year after that, I'll go out and I'll catch a couple more. I got no intentions of catching, you know, 20 beaver a year like some guys do. I mean, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. I mean, if you want to do that, that's your right. You know, you bought a trapping license. As long as you're doing it legally, you know, you can't really bitch at somebody, but you got to know your limitations and you got to know when to stop, as I said. Look at that sky. Pretty, ain't it? Get out of the house, man. Live. Have fun. Do something, even if it's wrong. That's what my dad used to tell me. Later.